Okay, welcome back, everybody, or anyone, whoever is watching, welcome back. So it's been a few days since the last Dark Souls stream. We're coming up on the Australia Day public holiday here in, well, Australia, obviously. And so I thought, what better use of my free time than pumping some more hours into Dark Souls 2 and continuing Jarrus' adventure through Drang Lake. So in the last episode, we struggled with the NPC invaders in the Black Gulch. We fought off the Rotten, we didn't summon for him, and yeah, basically we went all the way down there. Although we did miss an item or two, and we skipped the Royal Rat Authority. We may come back and do a clean-up on some of these bosses later on, depending on how I feel. If I feel up to recording it while I do it. I have, anyway, aside from that, I've stayed true to my earlier sentiments about not leveling this or playing this character. Actually, I haven't even played this game off stream, so it's working out quite well for us. At this point, we're actually going to change up my arsenal a little bit by including the Shotel as well as the Whip in our rotation. Shotel also scales really quite well with Dex. I'm also going to be adding a short bow and some wooden arrows to our arsenal. So it's going to be using a bit more of our stamina than before. And that's okay. At this point we've amassed quite a bit of this stuff. So, onwards to Huntsman Copse. Now, I never really knew how to pronounce it. I keep reading it as corpse, even though I know that it's copse, or is it copes? What rings? Sorry, I'm just trying to remember what rings I have equipped here. These are all the right ones, yeah? Yeah, these will all be fine. Oh, hello, is it Licia? I think that's you.
An honor to see you again.
And an honor to see you as well, ma'am. Please turn this gate.
Not as it seems.
I don't have enough. Oh, man, look at those swords.
Is leading out.
That's the way you go, Power Stance, buddy.
This lovely thing reveals the other path. And this, you lovely thing, only runs on miracles. Shall I provide you with one?
Please do, but I think I'm broke. Oh.
The gods.
There is need for miracles, I just don't have enough. Let me fix that. There we go.
Just speak that.
Please move this. Thank you. This moving part always reminds me of the elevator in Analondo that slowly turns around, but at least here you don't have to.
May the path offer your soul.
Yes, at least here you don't actually have to push it and manually turn it around yourself. I've recently been watching the commentary, the critique, no, definitely the commentary that Matthew Matosis put up on Dark Souls 1. That commentary was put up a while ago. It's a good 6.5 hour video. For those of you who haven't watched Matthew Matosis before, I'd highly recommend checking out his channel. There's a lot of in-depth explanations, not so much about lore of Dark Souls, but just in general of his talks about games. He's done a couple of the Zelda series, Zelda franchise, and quite a few other little tidbits here and there. It's a very informative channel. He has quite a soothing voice, so I'd recommend checking that out. I'll get back to my point in just a second.
I don't know who you are, but leave me be. The frailty of the weak disrupts the dark. Leave me alone. I'm interested in one thing, dark. You haven't the gift. Leave me alone. I'm interested.
Okay, I will leave you alone. See you, bye. Huntsman's Copse. Copesy? Copesy. Anyway, so like I was saying, I'm watching his Dark Souls commentary, and in that he references Demon Souls quite a bit. And it makes me think that maybe I need to get around to doing a fresh Demon Souls run. I've beaten that game twice, but that was a long time ago. It is a game I'm nowhere near as familiar with compared to Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. I suppose my time could be better spent by playing through Bloodborne. Which, actually, the little that I did play of Bloodborne, Yharnam actually reminded me quite a lot of Boletaria compared to either Lordran or Drang Lake. I felt that Yharnam felt much more like Boletaria. Okay, that's right. I have the Shotel as well that I just mentioned I was bringing in to my arsenal. You gonna stand up? Not anymore. To the sides, ambushes. Oh, we should do the chariot. We should do that optional fight. Apparently this staircase is my greatest enemy. We're okay now. Someone fell from somewhere. Oh, hi. You seem to be the someone. That was a lot of fancy dancing. So the way he moved there reminds me quite a bit of the painting guardians in Orlando. Again, I don't mean to keep referencing Dark Souls 1, but as I mentioned previously, it's kind of been on my mind. There's only the one archer, but I hear two guys moving around. There's the guy moving around. Ow. Man, you got on the ball with those shots. I'll just heal real quick. Where are you? I'm not good at ranged combat. But at this point, it becomes it's very similar to the Crescent Moongrass in Demon Souls, I suppose, in that you can kind of brute force your way through areas in Dark Souls 2 after you get the after you get enough of the life gems, and once you get Old Hag Malentia to move into Majula. There's nothing really that poses that huge of a threat. At least nothing that you can't just tank your way through. Hi. I thought there was a guy there, but for some reason in my head I had assumed he had already been passed. Which evidently you had not. There's definitely items there. Hi. Man, I'm being caught by all these beginner traps here. I say that I know my way around, and yet here I am being caught by all these ambushes. There's a way up here. Thank you, whatever that warning is, that gave me the last second reminder not to do that, though. That's embarrassing. Guess that's the first death of the episode. Glad we got that out of the way nice and early. And we're back! And I almost turned around and walked right off the edge. So I quite like this Shotel, but for now I feel as though it's really just an extension of the Falchion. It's pretty much the same thing. Until we get it upgraded a little bit. So I think the upgrade path, I might go down putting an element on it. I wasn't expecting him to be able to get a hit off on me. Apparently he was though. So I believe this path is one that leads to the giant spider, is it? I can't remember if this leads to Freya or if this leads to the old Iron King. And also I don't know how I didn't hit him. That's okay. Oh! I heard the footsteps, but did not notice you were right there. Let's save some durability there on our hand. Save some durability. Roll into... Nope, that's too far. Where are you? I need to practice my bow skills before we get to our mana. Oh, you can break the windows. It's a little detail I'd never noticed before. Now two-hand whip you. How does that lack of poise go for you, huh? Oh. There you go. This time we won't roll off the edge. That went much better. Okay, the way of right and then enemy. Now there is a bonfire right underneath here. There's also an item over there. So we're gonna just try and run to that item. Oh gosh. That did not turn. I've been playing a bit of Dark Souls 1 lately and the turning circle is so different. I thought I was going to turn straight around, but clearly I did not. Okay, I'm going to start rushing some of these areas. I don't mean to, but some of these videos have been getting a little long as well. As the playthrough is taking a little bit longer than I'd like it to. That's not to say that I'm trying to speedrun in any capacity. No, far from it. Just, I feel as though I'm taking longer than perhaps I could be to get through some of these places. So we're just going to start dashing through. It's going to cost us a little bit of our overall vitality, but overall, all things considered, I think we'll be okay. Just some little things like not fighting. Oh, well, I guess we're going down here now. Maybe I need to stop getting so ahead of myself and just accept the fact that I'm not good. Well, at least we get to save some arrows by just coming up here and fighting them hand to hand. There are torches around here? That's a fake wall, right? It's got to be a fake wall. There's got to be something on the other end. Some throwing knives. I don't know what that is. What do you say? Illusory wall ahead. Do not believe you. Oh, there's a guy hanging there. So many people. Everywhere. Well, this path leads up way higher than the other path does. I What's up here? Besides this guy. And I hear someone behind me. Maybe. Oh, whoa! The whip does not auto-correct what direction you're facing. That's a fun fact. Perhaps I may be starting to doubt or reconsider my no shield approach to this. After all, I do have the Blossom Kite shield ready to go. I think you're one of the people that ambushes me on the way to the Executioner's Chariot. You do have a whip. I'll fight whip with whip, sir. Regardless of how cool yours looks. The answer is treacle. Like the drummer from Green Day. It's totally a timely reference. Oh, well, we're back up here now. Oh, what'd you drop? Some throwing knives. We could possibly add some throwing knives into our arsenal here. Whoa, hang on a second. What was that all about? You hadn't even spawned in yet. How'd you manage to... You did what now? Why would you do such a thing? Alright, well we'll just take the ladder down to the bonfire. As well as get ambushed in a tiny room. Here, little ambush guy. You ain't got nothing on this whip. You ain't got nothing. Okay, we're gonna leave that item over there. I can't remember what it is. Whatever it is, I'm pretty sure it's not worth the hardship that I would put myself through in otherwise trying. Just realized I don't have infinite arrows at all. In fact, I only have 10 left. I may need to warp back here just to deal with the butterfly guys. Maybe I'll start using some of these throwing knives I'm getting. Okay, we're equipping the throwing knives. Where are they? I have 9 of them. That should help, at least for the luring enemies out side of things. The whip has certainly helped out quite a bit here. Now I think there's a butcher-like enemy on one of these here bridge things. If I aim straight up with the whip, can I hit the butterflies? I mean, the whip has quite a bit of range, so... That's another one of those burrs. What are they? What are these burrs about? Temporarily boosting defense to certain elements, it would seem. Yeah, we got the ball rolling. Something's moving, but I don't know where it's moving to. If I do this and then press X, will that go in that direction? It will not. Well, that guy's getting closer with his, what looks to be 2 gigantic dual shotels. Hi, can I backstab you? I can't get behind you to find out. I'm gonna assume no. Ow. Ow. Please, sir. No. Okay. I know there's an area coming up where there's quite a few of those if you are, like me, unfortunate enough to fall. So this path over here leads to the Executioner's Chariot, which is an optional boss, which then leads to... Basically, it just leads to a lot of optional things. It's an optional boss that leads to an optional covenant, I think. Oh! We've taken quite a bit of damage from this guy and his cursed weapon of sorts, it seems. It's the follow-up attack that keeps getting me. Okay, we got a cracked red eye orb out of that, so that's not too bad. Let's make our way up. All we have to do is get past another one of these guys with some crazy hitboxes. Yep, sticking by that crazy hitbox remark. At least they stagger easy, so... I suppose that's a benefit. I heard something forming behind me. Is this Skelly? Can I kill them? Well, I got souls, and from memory, souls indicate that they are dead. Oh, is the Notch Whip stronger than the regular whip? Or is that more of a strength weapon? I wonder why it says red. Is that because it's a lower level of A, or...? 102 to 67, 120... Yeah, so it is very slightly lower scaling. However, it does seem to have some other effects, so we're going to roll that out. Okay, we're just going to try and play this as safe as we can, and we missed with that arrow completely, but hopefully we can just lure him away. Yeah, so I can 4-hit combo them, which is hopefully going to prove helpful. Trying to lure them one at a time. I think this is a whip guy, the second one, yeah. We got a backstab off on him, but he is not dead. There we go. Is there more? There's one. I'm trying to trigger all of these before I get to the NPC invasion that will inevitably just kill me anyway. So I've been getting lucky with the backstabs of these throughout here, but we'll see how we keep on going. Let me out of here. Look, I understand these sentiments. This isn't a... It's not the best of places to be. They seem to have very low poise. Lower than I'd even be expecting, really. Okay, so there's an invader up here who is quite strong. First of all, I've got to make sure I don't fall on the bridge. And then secondly, I've got to have to sprint like a bitch and hope that he does fall. Here he is. Hello, NPC guy. And I'm just going to run back and hope that I can make it across the bridge without falling. And that he perhaps has some struggles. I would seem to be out of arrows. At least out of that type. Okay. So I may play it cheap. Let's see if I can hit him with some poison arrows. Potentially inflict poison on him. That health bar is going down. And he does seem to be retreating. How far will he retreat, and how effective will my poison be? It did do quite a bit of damage. And back into fleeing mode. I did say when I started this playthrough that it was going to be more about self-preservation than it would be about pretty much anything else. There we go. Now, I can't remember if he respawns. He may well do so. That's me, again, assuming it's a he. There's an item over there. We'll jump for it at the end. So now we're right here. We'll pop a human effigy. We'll heal up. And we'll see if there's anyone... If there's anyone around here who'd be interested in taking on the Executioner's Chariot. Phantom required ahead. Be wary of boss. I'd imagine if there would be a developer NPC, they would have been placed somewhere out of the way, so on the sides there, for example. I'll have a check on the bridge. Let's keep our eye out. Well, we can kind of see where that bonfire is now. We're walking over the top of it. So yeah, that guy that we shot down, he would have been one of those people. It's weird. You leave there and it gives you the graphics saying welcome back to Huntsman Cops, basically, but yeah, when you come over here, it doesn't say you're entering a new area. Oh, never mind. Take all that back. It quite clearly says Undead Purgatory. Perhaps I can put my sign down. Perhaps I shall. I do have the white sign soapstone. Maybe we can get some practice in. Seeing as losing to this boss would have no repercussions to me right now. I can see a few phantoms are clearly going there, but that guy has no concerns about the boss. In fact, opting just to rush straight in. I can't help but notice the lack of summons going on here. Jarrah's been through a lot. She won't bite. Come on. Summon me. So I can test my metal. M-E-T-T-L-E, not to be confused with the actual physical thing of metal. M-E-T-A-L. Oh, I was hoping to summon myself. I didn't realize it's a cancel. Clearly I do not pay attention. Okay. We'll go in on our own. My strategy, hopefully, will be simple. in that it consists mostly of just running to all the necromancers, killing those, healing, and then running to the next necromancer. All while getting increasingly closer to our boy here. Where even is the next necromancer? I swear I must have like ran past everything. Ow. That's a bad spot for me to have to get caught. Hi, necromancer. Please protect me. Okay, I could have sworn there was 3 of them, and yet I've only killed 2. Yep. It's a bad spot for me to be at right now. Not gonna lie. Okay. None of the skeletons came back, so at this point I'm gonna assume that the right thing has happened. I'm gonna pop another one of these oozes. And hopefully we'll be able to do some damage to the to that horse guy nice and quickly. It's interesting that you don't actually really fight the knight that's atop the chariot, but rather the horse. At least I've found that interesting. Do that mouth breath attack thing again. That would have been... That's not what I asked, but that's okay. You can do that too. I only need to get off a few more attacks, but you're charging, and that could be problematic. Don't get greedy, even though greedy is such a big temptation. Getting greedy. Alright, well, despite the fact that we didn't get to really do a test flight for that fight, it still worked out well. And we now have access to a new covenant, which I believe is the one of blood or something. It's the PvP covenant. Or at least the heavy, everyone please don't kill me covenant one. Which I am not going to join, however I will chat to the chap up here. Treasure ahead. I think you only get the treasure if you join the covenant. From memory, all these statues that are missing... Oh no, they're not statues that are missing heads, they're statues of people who have clearly conquered their foes.
What is it? Oh,
You're tiny.
you trot along home. This place won't be any fun. Not for you.
Is that because I'm human?
What is it? Oh,
Hmm. Oh well, we didn't get much out of that. We're gonna quickly go back to Majula, get some arrows, get a few more of them, what do you call it, life gems. Alright. That Phantom has a bigger sword than me, and I am envious. Priority will go to getting some arrows. I can apparently buy 999. How much did that cost me? 9,990 souls. There is no reason for me not to do that. Make sure we equip those. At least now, if we need to bust out the old bow, we'll have something to go and show for it. I don't know why I've rated that message. For some reason I thought I was talking to her and just instinctively pressed buttons. Okay, now we're completely stocked up. I think to start elements, we need the green type nut shards. Okay, we'll sort that out later. I don't know if I can level up with how many I have left. I can level up once more. We'll put it towards Dex. Eventually we'll level up our health. I'm starting to regret not doing that. Things are starting to hurt quite a bit now. A little bit more damage to me than I would like them to. But that's okay. Jareth is a strong girl. She will move on. We're still going to use the notch whip eventually. Ah, there we go. Dark Spirit. I particularly want to summon a Dark Spirit into my world. Not right now. I don't think I'm ready for that kind of commitment. I heard you fall. Let's see how this notch whip goes in actuality. I think it can inflict bleeding or something. Ow. Yes, this is definitely the way that's leading into Freya. Or is it Freja? Either way, I'm heading towards a giant spider boss. Which probably won't be as fun as it sounds. Not that that actually sounds fun. Though from what I remember, or from what I've seen anyway, the Bloodborne spider boss looks a little bit more terrifying. Hi. Do you suffer from bleed or whatever this inflicts? No, but it... Oh, yes, actually, because your health went down massively there. Unless it was a critical hit, which again is plausible. Okay, I think I've aggroed a few enemies, so... Well, nothing's coming towards us. Let's just get rid of that moth. Where were you, moth? Oh, there you are. Odd hitbox, but it works. I want to backstab you with the notch whip. Please don't set fire to this whole village. Never mind, no backstabs for you. There's an item in there. I would like that item. Someday. I reach that one? So if remember, if I drop in, it's just an ambush, so we'll do that later. For now, we'll continue focusing on wiping out these moths. I'll probably level up my bow, maybe. Just so I can bring those things down one hit. Oh, Forlorn's back. Perfect. Hey, buddy. I was looking forward to fighting you again. I swear that's not sarcasm. Can I break your poise with this? Maybe. Just gotta try and get under you. It's a nice series of staggers. You don't parry, do you? In that case, I'm just going to slice through your sword. That's what I like about the fashion. The Shotel would have done an even stronger... Done even better, I think. That's one human effigy to make up for the one that I had to use after stupidly falling off the edge earlier. Right at the start of this Let's Play. Or right at the start of this episode, anyway. Oh look, and some aromatic oozes to make up for the ones I used in the chariot area. Undead Purgatory. Look at that, everything's working out quite well. And it's not the attack I wanted you to use, I wanted you to do the overhand ones. There we go. Is there anything... I'm not ready. So I'm just going to try and preempt this little ambush. Oh, there's a summon sign tucked away in here. There's a morning sun. Is it PC or... Oh, it's Bashful Road. I summoned him in the Black Gulch. And then he got mercilessly... Actually, no, he survived. I just died a lot in the Black Gulch because I'm terrible. Come, Bashful Ray. You will be my friend. If I'd have known you were here, I would have dragged you along with me to Executioner's Chariot, whether you like that or not. Let you out? No. Apologies, it seems that my stream's lagging a little bit. I do need to look at upgrading our internet connection. It's a possibility where we are. We're very fortunate, at least for Australia, to be able to even get a 5 megabit up. So the possibility of even upgrading to 25 is pretty good. Are you really trying to force me to go into that little area there, Ray? Yeah, I'm just going to make sure there's no... Well, there's an ambush right there. Or at least what's meant to be an ambush. Yeah, little moth. Or is not. We'll go in that little hidey hole in just a second there, Ray. Patience is always key. What does that say? Oh, well, I guess we're pulling this before we see what it says. It says illusion ahead. Oh, that roll is pretty cool. Oh, they're dogs? They certainly are dogs. But Ray the Ninja here is decimating them all, so... This all went quite well. Except for this hollow that is speeding away. Ah, where are you off to, little buddy? Where are you off to? Where are you going? What's got you in such a hurry? What are you even doing with yourself? Are you practicing? Is this your morning workout? Are you scared? You're following the exact same path. I'm convinced this is your workout, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh, I miss you. That's right, you gotta touch the tree first. Oh, never mind. Ray the Wolverine called you down. I'm sorry. Your memory will live on as a highlight. For what it's worth, it will live on as a highlight. Let's go down here. Get this out of the way. Can I get behind you? Ow. Bashful Ray Wolverine, get in here. Thank you. A little late to the party, but I'll let you finish him off. Soul Spear, that seems like a cool magic spell to have. Some Poison Moss and a Green Blossom for my stamina. It's trap. No traps. Oh, another Sublime Bone Dust, so we can get our Estus Flask to Estus Flask +2 now. This is exciting news. Okay, we don't need to go back across that way. We've done Undead Purgatory. So now we'll start to run into Skeleton Land. Catacombs Mark II. Mark and or Mock, depending on how you decide to pronounce it. Get in that cage. Teamwork. No one attacks Ray like that. I like that they tease you with this bonfire. You can see it's there. And they tease you with it, thinking, yeah, maybe I can get a bonfire. But no, the answer is you can't. And the bonfire would help. You'd at least be able to light your torch on that. Oh, we have enough flame butterflies, I think, to... Yeah, we got 4. I'm going to use one just so I can light something in here, and then we won't need to use one again. That's for Ray. Help me defeat these skeletons. And the necromancer that lies around here somewhere. Oh, a magic mace. And there's that thing that curses me. Which, I think if I get cursed, Ray is going to disappear. So, I cannot afford to be cursed. The Skelly's back. I hear the necromancer. Here he is. Hi. Just wipe you out. No, Ray! You can't leave me. I need you. Oh. You were the chosen one. You were going to guide me and save me. And do all the other cool things. Now you've decided not to do any of that. I can't tell if that laugh is the necromancer or if it's a laugh of a Milfinado. Not that I remember if there's a Milfinado around here, but... May as well light this place up as we go through. It is a little dark and spooky. Bloody expensive. How do you... Oh, I guess... Curse used to be an expensive thing. Curse was expensive back in the days of needing, what are those stones called? Purgatory stones? In Dark Souls 1, or when you had to go to Oswald. I don't think Curse is anywhere near as bad of an issue to deal with in Dark Souls 2. The only thing it really does is takes away your actively humanity. Like, it takes away any active humanity, so as well as just degrades your health bit by bit, but it can be overcome quite easily with things like the Ring of Binding really help out with keeping your max HP up and high, which obviously isn't something I'm using currently, as I mentioned when we picked the ring up, but it's still a nice off... Oh, that's a cool running attack. How did I not know that was a thing my character did? I guess this is what's on the other side of that bridge for those that were curious. Let's pop a life gem. Now the boss of this area is the Skeleton Lords, which makes sense. Now the Skeleton Lords boss fight changed quite a bit from memory between the base Dark Souls 2 and what we see now in Scholar of the First Sin. Merciless Rowena decided to invade. Wasn't the best time for her to rear her head, but that's okay. Let's try and get into a somewhat spacious area to fight her in. Now she's a magic user who also has a scythe. A scythe that does damage. And can inflict bleed. So I probably don't want to take too many hits, if any hits from her really. And that went quicker than expected. So back to what I was saying. Did she drop her scythe? She dropped nothing. Yeah, so the Skeleton Lord's boss fight, I think they changed a number of wheel skeletons that spawn after you kill one of the guys. Because I remember it being a really annoying little thing. Now it's not too bad. It's a lot more manageable now, I think. There's definitely an ambush here. But I can't really see anything, so I'm kind of just firing blindly. I know it's there. I know it's coming. I just can't... Well, let's go to this. For the life of me... Did the guys just drop down or something at the top here? Ah, whatever. We'll just deal with it as it comes. Well, there's the key. That's the key to the bonfire that we're at. The one that was locked away before. Did they remove the ambush in Scholar of the First Sin? I get the feeling that they removed the ambush. Oh, it's all the people that tried to make that drop. And there they all go. I see this guy down here. He's pretty keen to try and do something. I'm going to go back and open up that bonfire just so I can touch it and have it there as my next spawn point if I die. But we'll see how far we can get. Yeah, so a lot of this area is very reminiscent of Catacombs, except it's not as claustrophobic of an area. You know, it's a little bit more open. I think there's still an ambush in here even once you're in. No? Oh, there's a guy. Is this I think this is Pate. The guy that the other guy was talking about. The one that gave us the ring way back in Forest of the Fallen Giants.
Now I can find him. The cheeky prick. He won't know what hit him. I am Creighton of Mirror. I travel from land to to hone my blade. I've heard this land was full of danger. I thought it would suit me perfectly. I joined forces with a man on the way, but he was no more than a backstabbing knave.
On a side note, knave is a cool word.
To try and off me. I decided to set a trap for him here. But then I got trapped myself. I can't believe that I was so dense. Thank the stars that you came along.
You're welcome.
You be careful of him. Pate, I think he said. He wears this rather unusual ring. You'll know it when you see it. I've seen his type before. He kills entirely for the pleasure of it. I'm sure I won't be his last victim. The man's better off dead. I tell ya. He's a slick talker, so don't let him fool ya. Pate, the man with a strange ring. Watch out for the slimy rat.
You seem so casual there, Creighton.
You believe a word he says.
Sorry, I already did his challenge.
Common footpad and put an end to his roguery.
I suppose you could do this area before, Oh, that's the gesture we want. I suppose we could do this area before, before coming to, Forest of Fallen Giants. How do I change what taunts I have? I want to change... I want to change the pumped up to the fist pump. That's the way. I'm going to go back through the skeleton part now. Just because I... Oh, there's that torch hollow. Well, not a torch hollow, but a hollow we saw running around earlier. Hey, buddy. Where you going? No in particular? Okay, I lied. We're now going across this way. Instead. I don't know how well the audio is coming through, but through my headset at least, I can quite clearly hear a lot of wind. I hit you on your way down, just to scare you. Okay, That's all done, that's all done. I'm just gonna relight my torch again. Every time you re-enter these areas, the skeletons recollapse. Which for whatever, it's only a little thing, but it gives me amusement. Perhaps more amusement than it should, but that can't be a bad thing, I don't think. Bit of an ambush coming here. So we'll just wipe him out nice and early. Oh, there's 2 flame butterflies to make up for one that I just used. And there's another archer. I was hoping to get to him before he shot that arrow off, but alas, was not to be, I suppose. Ah, you guys, you're annoying. There we go. It would seem he's just endlessly firing them at me. Either way, that was annoying. Can I arrow him out? I don't know if I can stagger him, but I can certainly try and just brute force my way through. And it worked. But now I don't have my torch. I would have liked to have had my torch. And the boss fight is down through here. Right there, but I think if I curve back around... Sorry if the waterfall is coming through really loud, I do apologise. Unfortunately, there's not a whole great deal I can do about it. There's definitely some more skeletons here, but I need to find the necromancer before I can really do much that's of any real consequence. Oh, this is that's okay. That crystal lizard will come back. Oh, now we can summon Creighton. So let us do that. Oh, an Estus Flask Shard? That'll bring us up to... I don't know how many that'll bring us up to, actually. Now, those skellies are going to keep coming back because we haven't killed the necromancer yet. So where is that necromancer? Crafty girl. Ah, combustion's a nice spell to have. Or is there only the one necromancer and they are actually dead? I'm not going to try and do any of the jumps. At least not while I'm human, and especially not while Creighton is up. So I'm going to take Creighton with me into the fight against the Skeleton Lords. Come on, Creighton, don't you dare fall off. Come, buddy. Come on, this way. I promise I'm not going to leave you like Pate did. I will wait for you here. I won't bite, I swear. Come on, let's go. You good? You good? Everyone's good. I don't have a shield, which might make the wheelie skeletons annoying. But we'll deal with it together. Jareth and Creighton against the world. Oh, no cutscene. I was getting prepared for a cutscene. And there was none. Okay, first of the Skeleton Lords are down. Now I just have to wait and see what comes up as a result. It would seem to be just regular old warrior skeleton things. Oh, and there's quite a few of them. But that ain't too bad because they're just kind of regular enemies to fight. Nothing to be too scared of. Creighton's making good work of this guy anyway. Oh, hi! That sure is an explosion. One that I probably wasn't properly prepared for. Okay, that'll wipe him out. And we still need to deal with the fire. So we'll just wipe them out too. There we go. Let's have this be a nice fight against a lot of regular skeletons and a couple of bone wheel skeletons now. Because we kind of rushed through and killed a few more than we probably should have. There's just so many bad guys right now. Wipe out the bone wheel skeletons for safety. So, again, as I mentioned, and as a lot of, well, pretty much anyone who plays Dark Souls 2 knows, is that the game is quite a fan of just putting you into situations where you have so many enemies. So, Skeleton Lords is just one such boss fight like that. Thanks, Creighton. Prowling Margus and Congregation is another one, which is on the route to Old Iron King. Okay, so that area is now done. Yeah, I think you'll just head straight out to here now. I will try right, thank you. I think there's another bridge here. I don't believe there's illusionary walls here. I'd like to think I would know if there were. Oh no, Prowling Margus and Congregation's coming up this way, isn't it? Yeah, it is. This doesn't lead to Earthen Peak. This is the path that leads to, I can't remember the name, Seldora. This leads to Doors of Pharos or straight to Seldora? Oh no, that's right, there's this thing. Can't remember the name of this place. But this is where we meet Harvest Valley. This is where we meet one of the most important characters. Is it Cloanne? The trader, where she will sell us pretty much everything we use. Most of our Titanite will come from her nowadays.
Which I sell to make my living. I never planned to visit this God's forsaken place. But I don't know. I just sort of ended up here. I must have just wandered in.
You just casually wandered in past all of that Skeleton Lords thing.
Been scouting around for rare bits. Oh, don't look at me like that. Many of these stones are quite useful. For instance, certain stones are used in smithing. Oh, now your ears prick up. I've extras if you can pay. This is my trade after all.
I will talk to you some more.
In search of rare stones, but the place is nothing like I was told. All this poison, and you can't get very far inside. Don't just go haplessly wandering about. These stones may look all the same, but to the trained eye, each is unique. Some of them are used to smith weapons and armor. And some unique stones provide special benefits. Some of them are extremely rare and should be used with great thrift. None of the differences are easily spotted, but I've learned quite a lot, really.
Hilarious.
Drang Lake. How is it that I ended up here?
You just wandered in.
It's funny.
You said this.
I can't seem to remember.
You literally just said you wanted in. What can I buy from you? Buy 10 Titanite shards and some bonfire aesthetics.
I've searched every nook and cranny here. I suppose it's time to move on.
To Majula? You want to move on to Majula?
If we live that long.
You want to move to Majula?
I've searched perhaps we'll... I suppose it's about...
Thank you. Okay, so this area right here, this little swimming pool thing, it's very easy to get poisoned here. So the easiest way I've found to get around it is just to do one roll, but don't roll again. If you jump and land, you'll only get the bottom. But if you do a full roll, you'll soak yourself from top to bottom in poison stuff. And it takes a while to go away, but it's nifty that you can watch it kind of disappear. It's not the most... It doesn't make that much sense, and you do have to suspend your disbelief a little bit, but it's certainly cool to think about. Or at least it's a cool way of showing the progression of it. Okay.
Is that here?
It is a shard.
So that to see light, however faint it might be.
Because we have 6 Estus, and this will give us 7. Now if I level up, we can get our decks up a little bit stronger. And a bit more endurance. Keep that going as well. You don't sell large Titanite shards, do you? At least not yet, no. How many regular Titanite shards do we have? We have 6. That should be enough to maybe at least upgrade the Notch Whip a few times. I suppose I can upgrade the Shotel as well. Yeah, I'm completely out. Do you sell Titanite shards? You do. I'm gonna buy just 1. Make that 3. And then just reinforce this bow a little bit.
I'll be around.
Okay. Stock up on a few more of the old life gems. I didn't confirm that, did I? No. There we go. And we'll burn the Sublime Bone Dust. Apparently I have 2 of those? Did I pick one up and forget about it? Apparently I did. So we'll burn those. And that will bring us to 3. And although we haven't defeated one of the main 4 bosses, I'm actually going to cut this episode maybe a little bit shorter than the others. For it is a Saturday evening at 7 PM and I need to actually be somewhere, which is rare. But as such, Jareth will end her adventure now for Drang Lake. It's only been a short episode, but there's been a few highlights, such as chasing the Hollow around, as well as finally freeing Creighton of Mira, who seems to be related to Lucatiel, perhaps, or maybe they just come from the same place. The Falchion is no stronger than what it was, but Jareth is a little bit more hardy. And with that, we'll bid you all farewell. So thank you for joining. I will upload this to YouTube as always. And look forward to Twitch highlights. Put in any comments you have, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.